Beverly Hills Cop Axel F is out on Netflix, the revival of the franchise after 30 years since the last film. Feature debut of director Mark Molloy, starring of course Eddie Murphy, joined by Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Kevin Bacon. Story finds Axel still working as a cop, having trouble following the rules and accepting authority, still over in his hometown of Detroit. He gets a phone call from his old friend Rosewood from the Beverly Hills City Police, saying that he's onto a case involving a potentially dirty cop, and he may have inadvertently gotten Axel's own now adult and estranged daughter involved. Axel hops on a plane to crack the case and save everybody, and in the meantime try to mend things with his lawyer daughter. So I'm gonna be upfront. For me, this was a slight improvement over the third installment of the franchise, but still not nearly at the same level as the first two. I think there are things to enjoy here, and overall it's an interesting attempt at reviving the 1980s action comedy genre, but it's not completely successful. As for the good stuff, Eddie Murphy is very enjoyable and he manages to slip into the role rather easily. In some scenes he channels the young Axel perfectly, bullshitting his way through various situations in very entertaining ways, which was always the thing I enjoyed most about these movies. I think his chemistry with the old returning players such as Rosewood and Taggart is great. He also works pretty well with Joseph Gordon-Levitt. I liked a lot of the humor, and I also enjoyed how the movie didn't go the modern route of having a surprise twist villain. I mean, when Kevin Bacon shows up, within 10 seconds I was like, yep, he's the bad guy. And then Axel leaves the room and he says, yep, that's the bad guy. And sure enough, that is the bad guy. There's no ambiguity or silly misdirections here. Just an old-timey crooked cop villain played straight. However, there are also things I didn't enjoy as much. I thought the overall plot was kinda nonsense. I initially tried to understand and follow why do all these characters come to the conclusion that the dead undercover cop was dirty. I mean, he could have easily been killed by the gangsters, even if we know that one gangster was innocent. And then why Axel and Bobby end up even going to the gangsters for help? And actually, how do these gangsters help in the end? Like, at some point I checked out a little bit, because I struggle to even explain the logical chain of events in the second half of the movie. I just have a deep sense that it doesn't exactly come together. Also, as much as I liked seeing the young Axel come through in the comedic scenes, there's also the kind of old man Axel coming out in all the conversations with his daughter, which is generally a boring, useless and unnecessary subplot that bogs the movie down. I think it adds nothing to the film or the franchise, and only slows the movie down and adds some unnecessary and not very well executed seriousness. I'd rather it was just cut completely. Action scenes are fine, some nice stunts here and there, and as for the technical aspects like the cinematography and music, nothing to complain here, but also nothing terribly special. It's not a movie that made me go wow at anything that I was watching at any moment. I thought it was so-so overall. The elements I enjoyed did not outweigh the flaws for me, but I know others have loved the film, so perhaps if you're a starved out fan of the 1980s cinema, you might check it out.